Let's start with a cold start of my Porsche Boxster. Listen to this, how beautiful it sounds. Even without Porsche Sports exhaust, the flat 6 sounds glorious, but with Porsche Sports exhaust, it just goes a notch up. The exhaust sounds really nice. Now, here is a disclaimer. My car before it was GLA 45, a 4-porter engine. So take a minute and take that in before you say, I haven't heard RS series Porsche exhaust or air-cooled Porsche exhaust or even V8, V10 or V12 exhaust. I am not comparing this exhaust with those cars. I am comparing in my mind with my previous GLA 45, and compared to my GLA 45 exhaust, this sounds much better. The main complaint with the Boxster is that they lack power, but I love that. That's right, you heard it right. Lack of power was a good thing for me. As I said, I used to own a GLA 45. It had a great 4-cylinder engine that produced quite a lot of power for its size and had a front wheel bias 4-wheel drive system. On GLA 45, within a few seconds of pressing the gas pedal, my speed will be nearing highway or motorway speed in the city. A pretty good recipe if you ask me for losing the license. So I had to drive a fast car slow, and on top of that, the understeer was bright as a daylight on a twisty road. So I got rid of that car like a hot potato and promised that from now on only rear-wheel drive or rear-biased 4-wheel drive car will enter my stable. The feel of rear-wheel drive really spoils you. You really need to drive one in twisty back roads to appreciate them. Anyways, enter my 981 Boxster. I started to look for this one in used market just when the rumors about 4-cylinder 718 started to leak. Few months go by and I found this car and finalized the purchase at the same time. 718s were getting delivered. I heard few of those drive by. Now the exhaust was still good for a 4-porter, but compared to my 6-year-old 981 series Boxster, the difference was like day and night. I could rev my engine over 6000 and make absolutely glorious high-pitch exhaust reminiscing of old-age sports cars in a tunnel, and at the same time still stay within the legal speed limit. Many times I had passengers with me telling me to cool down and about the speed limits of the road, and in reply I would say, we are still 5 km under the speed limit. It was a slow car in today's sports car term. It was a slow car, but only in today's sports car terms. That's why I think it was a perfect everyday city car. It handled beautifully, it had an excellent driving feel and feedback from the car. I didn't really care about 0 to 100 on this car, but it had a beautiful exhaust and handling capabilities. Now, since this one was a base model, it means beside the car itself, everything you need is like an add-on options. But the guy who spec'd this one spec'd with important things for base models. It had power seat, it had upgraded sound system from Bose, had upgraded Carrera wheels, and lastly had a Porsche Sports exhaust. I would have loved if Sports Plus option was added, but then again, what's the point of adding a Sports Plus package if you can't or won't track on this car? So anyways, spec wise, I was very happy with what I got. Ownership experience had been great. I didn't get in any catastrophic failure in 2 years I have owned this car. The car drove like a dream. All I had to do was regular maintenance and small works here and there. Now, maintenance cost was definitely higher than the average car maintenance, but it didn't cost me an arms and leg, and that is because of the excellent people from Auto House Hamilton. So the secret of owning a Porsche without losing an arms and leg is to find a reputable and good specialist mechanic. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I'm very sad to see her go. Only best wishes for her, hoping that she will be treated well in her next home. With that, we are at the end of the video, and I hope to see you in my next video.